because once we connect back to our deep core, then we can start building on strengthening those deep core muscles. Because like even now, I have, if you want to check them out on YouTube, I have a bunch of exercises on there just to kind of get you started. But even doing those exercises, as I was working on doing those with lots of women, like I started this whole program as just like, I was like, I'm going to do these exercises because I used to be a group exercise instructor. I used to work, I ran like an all women's gym. It was called Curves. It's an old thing. I'm older anyway. I don't think they exist anymore. But I love, working out and exercising. And I was just really gung-ho about exercising and working out. And postpartum, I'm like, why have I lost all my weight and I'm so like fit, but my core is still hanging out like a few months pregnant? And it was because I was doing it all wrong. And sometimes you can be doing ab exercises, and because our deep core is weak, we're not activating the deep core anymore because we're disconnected from it. Once we reconnect to the deep core, we can start really building it. And that's what the program is about, like the one that I have and a lot of other, there are a few other really good, I feel like, deep core programs. Don't do traditional ab exercises in hopes that you're going to fix your deep core. Traditional ab exercises are usually focusing more on the superficial core. They're not bad. It's just they're not going to fix what the problem is. We need to work on the transverse abdominis, the pelvic floor, and the diaphragm, and we need to connect them back. We need to mentally connect to them, connect them back together, and then strengthen our core literally from the inside out. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let me answer questions because I just started talking, and now my neighbors are right in front of my house because they're turning around and they probably see me with these lights. I'm like, what is she doing in there with her suit on? Yeah, it's awkward, but okay, let's see. Where are the questions here? That's exactly how mine is, and it's caused nothing but problems. Plus, now I have a hernia too. Chrissy 6686. Yes. That's the thing. Sometimes when I do TikToks, I talk about fixing the mommy tummy, and people get kind of unnerved because they think that I'm talking about it needs to be fixed because it's big and it's not flat. That's not it. For those of us as moms, what Chrissy is saying, it's caused nothing but problems. We have issues with back pain, leaking, constipation. A lot of those things are very connected to diastasis recti. So fixing it really just changes a lot. No more penny liners when you're running around with your kids because you're afraid you're going to pee yourself. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that, and easily throwing out your back. I had a pinched nerve. So it was just something that I had to deal with that I don't have to deal with anymore. You know what I mean? And it's not cool as a mom to feel kind of broken postpartum when it's something that we can fix. It's just making sure that we're doing the right thing, Let's see here. Hello from Wales. How awesome. That is so cool. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking for some legit questions here. I'm getting some funny questions that I don't think have anything to do with what I'm talking about totally. Wait, why are you wearing that? Just wondering. People ask me okay, so is this a Titan suit? Are you cosplaying? I just Googled muscle suit on Amazon, and this is what I got. I had no idea it was an anime thing. I also have my organ suit because I often talk about bloating and weight loss for those who want to lose weight. I mean, I'm really into health in general. So the things that I do really wasn't for weight loss, but if you eat real clean and real healthy, you get to the weight that you're supposed to be, whether it's gaining weight, losing weight. And that's, but I talk about it as weight loss because more people are interested in it. But I have this suit too. I have another one. I think it's hanging up in my closet because I washed it, but I have a bone suit because I talk a lot about alignment. Alignment is so important when you're trying to work on your diastasis recti and your core, because your deep core actually helps to keep you upright. And sometimes we find that with our ladies in our exercise programs, if they're not getting the results that they are looking for, sometimes their alignment is off. I want you to try something with me since, we're here together. 74 of us are here. Might as well try it, right? I want you to pretend as though somebody is pulling you from, let's say you have a ponytail right up top here. And I want you to pull, and I want you to elongate up as tall as you can. As tall as you can. Actually, feel your vertebrae of your spine. See, this is where I should be wearing my bony suit. Feel your vertebrae of your spine, lengthening upwards. Okay, so lengthen up. And as you lengthen up as tall as you possibly can, I want you to try to push your stomach out. This is me standing up very tall, pulling up through my hair right here, and trying to push my stomach out. If you're standing up very tall, you can't. You can't do it because the muscles that help you stand up really tall like that are your transverse abdominis. And remember what I told you about your transverse abdominis? It's your deep core muscle that wraps around your waist and cinches in your waistline. So when you're standing up nice and tall, and you're not like this, okay? So it's not like 2, 3, 4, stitch your chest up. No, it's pulling upwards. That's good posture. It's just trying to elongate upwards as far as possible. You know, everybody's posture is a little different. I have scoliosis, so don't let that be an excuse or anything, and we can continue working on our posture. But I want you to pull up as far as you can. As you elongate upwards, your transverse abdominis kicks in. You cannot like push your stomach out if you try. Now, if I relax, I can just let it pooch out. But up tall, you can't, okay? So that's why alignment is really important, and we talk about that in my course. And that's why I have like a bony suit, because sometimes I talk about alignment because it's really important. So with postpartum postures, we often see like a butt out posture because the baby was here. So it pulled you out. And so we kind of get this, like I was doing that. I found out, I was like, oh, my butt got bigger. No, it didn't get bigger. I was sticking it out because my stomach was heavy going this way and I was counterbalancing kind of like that. Some people do the opposite and they tuck it under, and then that can cause problems too. So with the program that I have and just, you know, good practice in general, I want you to just try to lengthen upwards. Don't think of doing like this or, you know, just really trying to get your shoulders back. You know, just think of elongating upwards. Okay, and then working on some exercises that help to balance that. I have stuff like that in my program, but I mean, if you Google on YouTube, you can find all kinds of postural exercises. Okay, so posture is important. Where'd your skin go? It's gone. Hi from Edinburgh, Scotland. That's so cool. Thank you for this. It makes so much sense. Oh, I'm so awesome. That's so awesome. I'm glad that you feel that way. That hopefully it was very helpful and just kind of open your eyes as to what's going on with your body. I mean, that's why I'm wearing the suit. Like, I'm an educator. I love to educate. I love health education. And I feel like sometimes visuals just really make it stick and really help. So that's why I run around wearing this silly suit for you. All right. She's wearing it to better illustrate it. Yes. Thank you so much for clearing that up, Jacqueline. So informative. Awesome. I'm glad that it was informative for you. How do you tighten it? So I kind of talked about that a little bit. If you go in my TikToks, I have a 4-day challenge where you know, I have some exercises to just kind of get you started. I have a YouTube channel and I have a bunch of exercises that'll help get you started. And then ultimately I have my 8-week core challenge when you're ready to just like nip it in the bud and fix it. Okay. But I have a bunch of resources with full length exercises. I'm literally talking you through them on YouTube, here on TikTok. Like, I have a bunch of stuff. So hopefully you can take advantage of one of them. Would you advise getting a second opinion if you couldn't find a gap by self-diagnosing? If you couldn't find one, yes, because sometimes we may have a hard time assessing it ourselves. But usually we can. I do a more in-depth assessment that isn't just based on the gap when people come into my program. But yes, they can check with ultrasound too. Okay. What is the best way to lose weight with PCOS and diastasis recti? And you know, this world is so crazy. It's just as far as like, it's just not so cut and dry. People say like, oh, calorie deficit and all this stuff. There's just so many things. Because I have friends that eat the same amount of calories that I do that don't weigh the same amount I am. And because we have so many different factors, I personally would try to work, like if you're real serious, like in general, I feel like plant-based is the way to go. As a matter of fact, I have this book, How Not to Diet. Wonderful, packed with science, wonderful. Even if you just increase your plant intake, you know what I mean? Because I think it's all about feeding your body nutrition, like literal, like minerals, vitamins, because even as a plant-based person, I could be a plant-based junk food eater. So that's not great too. You need to be whole food as much as possible. And I think plant-based is really the way to go. Not just because animal products are higher in saturated fat and fat in general and stress hormones and just different things, but just the chemicals that we have in our environment hyperaccumulate in animal products. And that's just, I mean, check this book out. I know it's inverted, but it's How Not to Diet. I got it on Amazon for like, I don't know, $11. It's just so great. A lot of my TikToks where I talk about weight loss, I get that information from this book, from Dr. Greger. I love to follow him because his stuff is all research-based. And if you're just really wanting to feed your body nutrition and let your body do its thing. Like I have young people on my TikTok. How do I gain weight? I have people on my TikTok. How do I lose weight? Feed your body nutrition and let it do, let it do what it needs to do to make you a healthy person. And that looks different for everybody. Okay. So that's just a little bit. I am hoping to work on a course for just like weight loss. I hate to call it weight loss because it's more just nutrition, but people don't want to buy stuff unless you put weight loss on it. But either way, I have a lot of tips on my TikTok, but my program is more for diastasis recti. How to tighten the area. Okay, so I already said I have a bunch of stuff online, Facebook, YouTube. I have a bunch of exercises there, and even here too. Aloha from Hawaii. How cool is that?